Hello and welcome to this Rivemont MicroCap strategy monthly update for January 2023. My name is Matthew Martin and I'm a portfolio manager at Rivemont. Before we begin, I must mention that this presentation is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations or investment advice, and if I talk about companies during the presentation, Rivemont may hold positions in these companies and may trade on them at any time without prior notice. So let's start with a snapshot of the Rivemont MicroCap fund as of the end of January. The picture is actually very similar to the previous month. The annualized return since inception is still at 4.1%. January was slightly up in terms of returns, but less than 1%. So that's why the annualized return is similar. And the main change would be in terms of portfolio concentration in the top 5 holdings. It increased 2% compared to last month, but it's only due to stock price movements in the portfolio and not because we traded on those specific positions. Now in terms of investment strategy, the month of January was very busy for us in terms of research and due diligence. We had 4 new opportunities that we did a lot of research on. And when I say a lot of research or a deep dive, what I mean is looking at the history of the company, looking at the financial statements, building a financial model, doing valuation work, looking at the competition, talking with management, and all the many things like that. Doing 4 of them in a month can take several hours, and it's been very busy, but we're very glad because we uncovered some very interesting opportunities that we'll continue to work on in the coming month. There also I wanted to share that we started using a new tool. It's called Journalytic. It's a journaling app specifically made for investors. And what we like about this app is that we can record our notes or investment decisions on specific stocks, and we can tag the stocks and see, for example, on a stock chart when we recorded notes or made a decision, and in retrospect, was it a good decision, a bad decision, and we can go back and look at our thoughts back when we made it, and hopefully learn from it and improve our process with more by essentially closing the feedback loop. So it's a tool that we like a lot so far. It's free, so if some of you are investing parts of your portfolio yourself and want to try it out, I highly recommend it. In terms of outlook, the year 2023 was off to a really good start in January. Most North American indices were up significantly in January, so very positive to see a trend reversal after the tough year we had in 2022. Unfortunately for the Rivemont MicroCap fund, as I said before, the returns were only very slightly positive. It's hard to pinpoint an exact reason why we didn't follow the big trend in January, but remember that our stocks are typically not included in the indices, and so they won't be perfectly correlated when the indices move in a certain direction. And in terms of the microcap sector in Canada, it feels like the momentum or the interest, the excitement hasn't come back yet to the space, but hopefully if the positive uptrend continues, our stocks should follow the trend eventually. If we drill down a little bit more into the performance in January, what I can tell you about the portfolio, first of all, our largest position, Microbix Biosystem, was the main detractor to the performance during the month. It was actually down 10%, and the main reason for that is that the company reported financial results at the end of December, and what they told investors was that there were some delays in recognizing revenues from one of their new big clients, and those revenues are not lost. It's only a matter of being delayed a few quarters. And the market didn't like that, especially in a market that's more challenging. People are less inclined to be patient and hold a stock if it's going to be dead money for a few months or a few quarters. So for us, we decided to hold it. We feel like the investment thesis is still intact for the long term, but unfortunately, we suffered some losses on this one in the short term. On the positive side, our second largest position, Media Valley, was up 32% for the month. So it's good to see when especially the Nasdaq index of large tech companies was up significantly. One of our high growth tech stock was up as well. And more than the market, so that's very positive to see that some stocks will move on positive uptrends in the market. And if we look at the rest of the portfolio, I would say most stocks are still kind of drifting down or stuck in a range where they don't trade a lot of volume. It seems like the interest for the microcap space hasn't come back yet. So hopefully we'll see a renewed interest in the space, and some stocks will start moving in the coming months. So that's it for the update for January 2023. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. You can also visit the website rivemont.ca if you want to find out more information about the microcap strategy, but also our other strategies at Rivemont. And I wish you a happy month of February, and I'll talk to you next month.